Yeah, what's up, Kardak here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over a deck profile for the Hybrid Blue deck. Now, this is the more budget version of the build without the Ancient Garurumons. There is definitely a Ancient Garurumon build that uses both of these cards, and it's pretty strong. But I personally like this build better, just because it feels a little easier to use and it relies less on combo pieces. So yeah, let's just get right into the deck. So for the level 6s, we're just going to be running 4 of the MagnaGarurumon. Obviously, this is a new card from BT7. It gives you, it has two skills, two pretty useful skills. One of them is on evolution and on attack. When this card has, you can return one of your hybrid spirit card sources from your evolution source to your hand, and then you can bounce something with the same level on your opponent's side of the field. And then the second skill is when something is added to your hand by an effect, then you can unsuspend this Digimon. So obviously you can use him for multiple attacks, but you can also use him for removal, so that's pretty good. And you can, since he does have hybrid, he is a hybrid spirit, you can put himself inside as a source, and then once you do the evolution, it bounces back to your hand, and then you can bounce a level 6 back to your hand. So it's pretty good. Downside to him is if you want to warp Digivolve into this card, then you're gonna need to commit 5 cards with Koji, which might not be super great. But the upside is that you can pretty much get, if he does stay on the field, you can pretty much get all the resources back eventually. So not too many problems there, but yeah, I think he's a bit easier to use than the Kaiser Greymon actually, because for the Kaiser Greymon you do have to kind of pile your trash first before you can get the ball going. Where with this card you just need to have 5 hybrid spirits in your hand to do so, and that is actually a little bit easier. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the comparisons for the 2 decks later. But yeah, next we're running one Susanomon. You can run this. You can run a Blitz Omegamon instead, which I think a lot of people are doing instead. But for the flavor of it and just for the theme of the deck, I am running the Susanomon instead. This card's also good for removal for other cards, and he can help you recycle some of your hybrid spirits in your trash if you need it. So yeah, he's there for that. Definitely you can use, if you want to go for game more quickly, like if you attack with this and then spend attack with it again and it doesn't die, you can use the Blitz Omegamon to attack. So pretty good. Next, we're running 2 Beowulf Mons from BT4. So this card's here for jamming, and on your opponent's turn, if you have a hybrid source or a tamer card as a source, then this card cannot be attacked. So it's pretty good combo card if you want to combat with the Garurumon or MagnaGarurumon. But yeah, we'll talk about that later as well, because we're going to be showing those cards later. So this is the Beowulf Mon from BT7. So we're running this card because if you evolve on top of Digimon with evolution with a tamer as a source, then this card gets -2. So it's a 1 cost to evolve level 5, which is pretty good. And on attack, you can return one of your hybrid spirits to bounce one of your opponent's level 4 or less the other ones back to your opponent's hand. So it's pretty good for a control card. It helps you get rid of blockers, and yeah, just a pretty solid card overall. And he is a hybrid spirit, so he is fuel for your Koji's skill. Next, we're running 4 of the Garurumon, or MagnaGarurumon as you call it in English. So you can Digivolve this on top of a blue tamer as a level 3 Digimon. Yeah, your blue tamer will be a level 3 Digimon. And the skill is, if Digivolve this on top of a hybrid spirit or a Koji, then this card gets jamming. So you can Digivolve it for 3 cost or 1 cost, or if you Digivolve on tamer, it's a 2 cost. So it's a flexible card for the memory game. And it does have jamming, so you can attack with it if you use a 1 cost or 2 cost and it doesn't go to your opponent's side of the field. So after that, you can Digivolve it into a Beowulf Mon, so your opponent can't touch it with their own Digimon. So you can go for another jamming attack later on. And then you can, if you still have enough memory after that, then you can Digivolve on top of this and then unsuspend it. And then you can also bounce into the Digimon opponent's field. So pretty solid. Next, we're running 2 Lobomons. So there is another card that we're running in this deck that pretty much has the same purpose as Lobomon, but you have to keep in mind he has a 5k, so he does have one more k than the other one, and that is important because that 1k can make a difference. Since there's a lot of 4k pops, but there's a bit less 5k pop, so there's a reason for that. Next, we're running 2 Blizzamons. These are here for kind of a bit of a stall tactic. So similar skill to the Garurumon in the fact that if you Digivolve this on top of a Tamer, it's 2 cost. But his second skill, you have to Digivolve on top of a Tommy or Hybrid Spirit in order for you to select a opponent's Digimon, and if it doesn't have any evolution source, it can't attack or block until opponent's end of turn. So he's a little less flexible than the Garurumon, but the defensive option is pretty nice to have. So running 2 of those, and he is a Hybrid Spirit, so he does work with the MagnaGarurumon. Running 2 of the new Digivolution card. This is a Kumamon. So Kumamon's skill is just when you Digivolve this card, then you can trash my opponent's Digimon evolution sources. So kind of helps you combo in with the Blizzamon. Honestly, it is a little bit helpful sometimes, but more often than not, you're gonna be setting up him for this card, and then you're also going to be using the Howling Memory Boost to stall your opponent. So he's mainly just a stall card, but he does have his uses. Next, we are running, for 3 of the 1 cost evolution blocker. We're running this so we can Digivolve it on top of this Strabimon, so that when you use it to block and have it deleted, you can play a Koji for free from your hand. So that way you don't waste waste your memory on your turn. So he's there for that. It's pretty efficient, I think. It's pretty efficient use for your Strabimon and your Shiramon. I think it's Kolemon in English, but anyway, next, of course, Strabimon is here as a searcher as well. It helps you search for a Hybrid Spirit or a Susanomon, and it also helps you search for Koji if you need it. So, very solid card overall. You can only pick 1 though. It's not as flexible as the old one, which is why we're also running the old one. Running 4 of these. Yeah. So this one helps you search for a Tamer as well as a Hybrid Spirit. You can pick both, so if you have a Tamer and Hybrid Spirit, you can grab both, but it only looks top 3, so there's a downside for that as well. So both of these cards are pretty important because you want to have as many Hybrid Spirits and Tamers in your hand as possible so that you can have fuel for your MagnaGarurumon. And they're also cards that can kind of replenish your hand, so they're pretty good. More often than not, you're probably not going to miss their searches. You'll probably be able to get at least 1 card. But yeah, next we're running the other Strabimon. This is the BT6 Strabimon that has an on attack skill. If you have Hybrid Spirit or a 10 Warriors trait, then you get +1 memory. So we're just running this because it is a Hybrid Spirit, and it does have a evolution source skill. So if you put this underneath your MagnaGarurumon, you'll be able to get more memory. So that's nice. Next, we're running 3 Pokemons. So Pokemon is here as another searcher. Searching is very, very important in this deck, and that's why we're running so many searchers. Also, he can help you search for both Tamers and 10 Warriors and Hybrid Spirits. So it's a really good card. It's Searcher's top 5, and you get to add both a Tamer and a Digimon to your hand. So very good card. Downside to him is this: he's a white Digimon, so you can't Digivolve on top of him. And with so many control cards nowadays, most of the time, if you're playing against a deck that doesn't have a lot of control cards, then you can keep him on the board so that you can use his memory gaining effect. If not, if you think he's gonna get popped pretty fast, then you can use him to crash next turn. But yeah, it's up to you. If you manage to keep a bunch of things on the board, then you can sometimes evolve your MagnaGarurumon for free. So next we're running 2 Davis just for your searches and help you get to 3. With so many Tamer searches, we're only running 2 because we want to make space for other cards in the deck. But if you're worried about not getting him fast enough, you can choose to run 3. Maybe cut down one of the cards that we're going to be talking about later. Next, we're running 4 Kojis, one of the main stars of the deck. Helps you warp Digivolve into the MagnaGarurumon, so he's very important. And yeah, not much else to say about that. Next, we're running 2 Howling Memory Boost. This is just here for the delay effect, and it's also good to help you to stall your opponent. We're not running this. We're not running the blue memory boost because we have enough search for this deck. So having the stalls is more important. Sometimes you're just missing that one turn, or you just not stop that one Digimon from going game, and then this card will help you do that. Another stall card running is Ice Wall. Running 3. If you can choose to cut this out for another Davis if you want, or you can also run Sora and Joe if you want. Personally, not a huge fan of Sora and Joe because we're not running enough source removal cards for them to maximize their usage, but they're still pretty handy. If your opponent's hard cast Digimon, then it's pretty good. Especially if you're playing against Mega Zoo, it's pretty decent. But yeah, we're running the Ice Walls instead just to help stall. Once you stall, you'll be able to get enough attacks, and that will probably help you go for a game. And for the Digitamons, we are running just 4 of the Upamons. This deck is running a lot of hard cast level 3, so we're not going to max out our Digitamons. Of course, you can still use these as Digivolutions if you don't need to search. But in events that you do hard cast, or you're missing some cards and combo pieces in your hand, then you hard cast these to complete what you're missing. Yeah, sometimes you might open your hand with a MagnaGarurumon, but you don't have Koji, or you have Koji and MagnaGarurumon, but you don't have enough Hybrid Spirits, and sometimes you just need to do that and search them out, and you can help. Of course, you can hard cast this, Digivolve into this, and just hard cast your Koji for free on your opponent's turn. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck. If you're asking me if I like the blue deck more or the red deck more right now, I think the blue Hybrid Spirit is a little bit easier to use. The red deck is pretty fun, but I'm still kind of playtesting with the ratios for that one. I have tried a Ancient Greymon build and a Kaiser-Greymon build, but sometimes when you brick, because you have too many of the Hybrid Spirits in your hand, it's kind of hard to get them in the trash because they just kind of clog up. So I'm trying to figure out ways just to cheat them out as fast as possible. This deck doesn't have the problem because you kind of want them in your hand, and then once you have it enough in your hand, you kind of just go ham with MagnaGarurumon. But Kaiser-Greymon, once you do have enough of them in your trash, the deck is pretty good because if they pop your Kaiser-Greymon, then you just need another Takuya to make another Kaiser-Greymon and another Kaiser-Greymon in your hand. Then you just grab the stuff that you have in your trash and just put it back in. So that's pretty good. But yeah, I'm gonna probably do a deck profile on that next once I figure out the right ratios. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Which hybrid deck do you guys like? But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys want to support the channel, use the affiliate links down below. And if you want to see more Digimon content, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, this is Kartaku. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!